Hello students and welcome to my channel. Today we shall do chapter number 9 active and passive voice. Active voice किसे कहते हैं and passive voice किसे कहते हैं और हम उसको कैसे identify करेंगे and how we will convert active voice sentences to passive voice and passive voice sentences to active voice. अब देखिए I love pets. This boy is saying he loves pets. This girl is telling the boy पेट्स आर लव्ड बाय मी. तो दोनों का सेम ही मीनिंग है, लेकिन यहाँ पर ये बच्चा बोल रहा है आई लव पेट्स, ये आपका एक्टिव वॉइस में है. पेट्स आर लव्ड बाय मी, दिस इज इन योर पैसिव वॉइस. सो नाउ लेट अस नो व्हाट इज एक्टिव वॉइस, व्हाट इज पैसिव वॉइस. रीड व्हाट अवी एंड शिवी आर सेइंग. ये अवी है और ये शिवी है. बोथ आर सेइंग द सेम थिंग but in different ways. Avi says the sentence in active voice. Shivi says the sentence in passive voice. In active voice, the object receives the action of the verb in a sentence. अब देखिए, एक जो आपका वॉइस चैप्टर है उसमें मेन चीज़ जो है आपका होता है verb. Your verb plays the most important part in your active voice and passive voice chapter. अब एक्शन ऑफ द वर्ब, वी नो वर्ब्स आर डूइंग वर्ड्स, सो वो कुछ एक्शन वर्ड्स होते हैं जो वर्ब्स कहलाते हैं. सो ये एक्शन ऑफ द वर्ब जो ऑब्जेक्ट रिसीव करता है वो एक्टिव वॉइस में होता है. एग्जाम्पल देख के इट विल बी मोर क्लियर. एक्टिव वॉइस इज द वॉइस दैट वी यूज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम. आई लाइक आइसक्रीम. जब भी एक सेंटेंस आए, आइडेंटिफाई द सब्जेक्ट एंड ऑब्जेक्ट दोनों. आई सब्जेक्ट है जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. वर्ब कौन सा है? लाइक इज योर वर्ब. व्हाट डू आई लाइक? आई मस्ट बी लाइकिंग समथिंग, सम ऑब्जेक्ट, सो दैट ऑब्जेक्ट ओवर हियर इज योर आइसक्रीम. आई लाइक आइसक्रीम. आई सब्जेक्ट, लाइक वर्ब, एंड आइसक्रीम इज योर ऑब्जेक्ट. ही हैज क्लीन्ड द रूम. We have to search in active voice for three things: subject, verb, object. Subject he, cleaned, verb, room, object. In the passive voice, ये जो subject होता है वो receive करेगा action of the verb. जब now in the passive voice the subject receives the action of the verb. कौन receive करता है verb का action? Subject. और active voice में object will receive the action of the verb. Active voice, object receives the action of the verb. Passive voice, subject receives the action of the verb. So first in a sentence, identify your subject, identify your object, identify the verb. और देखिए, अगर action of the verb object receive कर रहा है, then it is in your active voice. अगर verb का action आपका subject receive कर रहा है तो वो सेंटेंस आपका पैसिव वॉइस में है. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, प्लीज कीप इट इन माइंड. नाउ इन पैसिव वॉइस सब्जेक्ट बिकम्स ऑब्जेक्ट एंड ऑब्जेक्ट बिकम्स सब्जेक्ट. दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये पैसिव वॉइस में होता है. वी यूज बाय बिफोर ऑब्जेक्ट. एग्जाम्पल, आइसक्रीम इज लाइक्ड बाय मी. आइसक्रीम सब्जेक्ट, लाइक्ड वर्ब, मी ऑब्जेक्ट. अब इसी सेंटेंस का आपका एक्टिव वॉइस है आई लाइक आइसक्रीम. आई लाइक आइसक्रीम में सब्जेक्ट क्या था? आई. सो आई जो सब्जेक्ट है वो पैसिव वॉइस में आपका ऑब्जेक्ट बन जाता है एंड आई बिकम्स मी. एंड वही वाला आइसक्रीम जो ऑब्जेक्ट था एक्टिव वॉइस में वो आपका सब्जेक्ट बन जाता है पैसिव वॉइस में. दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. नाउ सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल को भी देखेंगे. ही हैज़ क्लीन द रूम. सब्जेक्ट इज ही, सो ये जो सब्जेक्ट है वो पैसिव वॉइस में ऑब्जेक्ट बन जाता है. ही बन जाता है हिम. एंड रूम जो ऑब्जेक्ट है एक्टिव वॉइस वाले सेंटेंस में वो बन जाता है आपका द रूम हैज़ बीन क्लीन बाय हिम. रूम बिकम्स योर सब्जेक्ट. जो ऑब्जेक्ट होता है वो सब्जेक्ट बन जाता है और जो सब्जेक्ट होता है वो ऑब्जेक्ट बन जाता है. ये एक्टिव वॉइस है, ये आपका पैसिव वॉइस है. ओके. नाउ Take a note of how the subject in active voice has become the object of passive voice. Now, let us do your worksheet number 1. We have to write active or passive voice before the sentences. So, first one is Raj likes music. Now, here we have to identify 3 things. What are the 3 things? Subject, object and verb. Now, subject is Raj, object is music, verb is likes. Now, who is receiving the action of the verb? The object. When the action of the verb is received by the object, that means it is active voice. Dr. Gupta has gone for a vacation this weekend. अब यहाँ पर which is the subject? Dr. Gupta. Which is the verb? Gone. Where has he gone? Which is the object? He has gone for a vacation is your object. So, यहाँ पर the action of the verb is received by the object, therefore active voice. Next, the food was liked by everyone yesterday. अब यहाँ पर हम किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? Who is our subject? Everyone is our subject here. And which is the verb? Liked is your verb. Which is the object जो कि सबके द्वारा like हुआ है? Food. So, the action of the verb is being received by the subject, therefore it is passive voice. जब भी आपका verb का action receive होता है subject से, तब वो passive voice होता है. My job is to give return gifts to everyone. Who is the subject? I am the subject. And what is the object? Return gifts. Which is the verb? Give. Now, the action of the verb is on the object, therefore it is active voice. The play area was loved by my kids. Which is the object? Play area is your object. Which is the subject? Kids is your subject. Which is the verb? Loved. Now, ये जो verb का action है वो किससे receive हो रहा है? Subject से. So, it is your passive voice. The dog and Ben are best friends. So, this is your active voice. I spent a lot of money on the painting. Spent is your verb. Money is your identify the subject. Subject is I. Money is your object. So the action of the verb is on the object. So it is active voice. Next, while changing a sentence from active to passive voice or passive to active voice, the verbs must correspond in tense. Simple tense, Tom cleans the house in active voice. Passive में the house is cleaned by Tom. Here Tom is your subject which becomes your object in passive voice. House is your object which becomes your subject in passive voice. And the tense will remain the same. Cleans becomes is cleaned. Present continuous. Sarah is writing a letter. Sarah subject, verb writing, letter object. A letter is being written by Sarah. What have we read? We have read that the subject in active voice becomes the object in passive voice. So, the object in active voice becomes the subject in passive voice. A letter is being written by Sarah. ing is always in case of continuous. Therefore, a letter is being written by Sarah. Simple past. Sam repaired the car. Subject becomes the object. Object becomes the subject. So, the car was repaired. Simple past. Therefore, repaired हो जाता है was repaired by Sam. Past continuous. The salesman was helping a customer when a thief came into the store. Which is your subject? Salesman. सेल्समैन यहाँ पर जो सब्जेक्ट है, यहाँ पर पैसिव में आपका ऑब्जेक्ट बन जाता है. वॉज हेल्पिंग वर्ब, अ कस्टमर ऑब्जेक्ट. सो ऑब्जेक्ट जो है आपका सब्जेक्ट बन के सेंटेंस विल स्टार्ट विद द सब्जेक्ट. अ कस्टमर वॉज बीइंग हेल्प्ड बाय द सेल्समैन व्हेन अ थीफ केम इनटू द स्टोर. प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट. Many tourists have visited that castle. Many tourists subject, have visited verb, castle is object. So that castle, passive में आपका जो object है उसी से आपका subject बनकर passive में start होगा. That castle has been visited by many tourists. Can you see the way the tenses are changing? Have visited बन जाता है has been visited in present perfect tense. Past perfect. George had repaired many cars before he received his mechanic's license. George subject, had repaired is your verb, cars is your object. Object becomes subject and starts the sentence. Many cars had been repaired. जो past perfect में repaired हो जाता है had been repaired by George. जो आपका subject होता है वो object हो जाता है passive voice में. Before he received his mechanic's license. Past perfect continuous. Chef Jones had been preparing fantastic dishes for 2 years before he moved to Paris. Chef Jones subject and your dishes is your object. But had been past perfect में continuous में ही है, so इसमें कोई passive voice नहीं रहेगा क्योंकि had been is your passive also. Past perfect continuous में had been ही रहेगा. Simple future. Someone will finish the work by 5 p.m. Someone subject, finish verb, work is object. So the work will be finished by someone by 5 p.m. Now, this is very important. Steps to follow for converting from active to passive voice. First, we will find the object of the sentence. Then, this is from active to passive. Place the object as the subject of the sentence. जो हमारा active voice में object है वो passive voice में जाके हमारा subject बन जाता है. The sentence will start with the subject which was the object in the active voice. Next, use the suitable verb form of be. That is verb be के 3 forms है, is, am and are, and was, were या been and being depending on the tense of the sentence. Add this to the past participle form of the main verb. Past participle form मतलब ed जोड़ के main verb के साथ हम उसको लिखेंगे. Add the complement of the sentence including the subject. Complement means remaining part of the sentence. Now, example. Subject, verb, object. I is your subject, like is your verb, object is pizza. This is in I like pizza is an active voice. We have to change this to passive voice. So, जो subject है वो आपका object बन जाता है, जो object है वो आपका subject बन जाता है. Active से passive में. So, the sentence will start with the object of the active voice which becomes a subject in the passive voice. Pizza is liked by me. What have we done? First, we found out the object of the sentence which is pizza. Place the object as the subject of the sentence. Pizza को हमने object of the sentence of the active voice को subject की तरह start किया. Use the suitable verb form of be. Like जो है is liked. Is liked क्यों हुआ? Because first we took is because ये singular है, singular subject followed by singular verb. Pizza singular, is the singular verb form. Is liked, like का liked. Add this to the past participle form of the verb. Like plus ed, liked. Add the complement of the sentence including the subject. Subject जो है by me. I बन जाता है by me. Okay. Now next we will do worksheet 2. Identify the voice of the given sentences and change from active to passive or from passive to active. One has been done for you. Pia loves dancing. This is an active. Pia is subject, loves is verb, dancing is object. Now, whichever is your object in passive voice, the sentence will start with the object as the subject. Dancing is loved by Pia. Okay. Next, we were told an interesting story by grandma. We is your subject. Told verb. Grandma object. Grandma told us an interesting story. My father bought a book for me. A book was bought for me by my father. Milkshake was being drunk by the boys. Milkshake object, being drunk verb, boys is your subject. So ये जो subject है ये आपका sentence के शुरू में आएगा. The boys were drinking milkshake. Class was dismissed by the teacher. The teacher dismissed the class. Cows give us milk. Milk is given to us by cows. Interchange the subject and the object. The parrot was singing a song. A song was being sung by the parrot. Mom is buying food. Food is being bought by mom. Buy ka bought. Okay. Now with this we come to the end of your active and passive voice chapter. Any doubts, let me know in the comment section. If you like my channel, please like, share and subscribe. Keep the notification button on ताकि मैं जब भी next video डालूँ आपको notification मिल जाए. If you like my channel students, please subscribe. Thank you.